Let me tell you about my friend Mary. She's in her 70s, and for a while, she thought she'd lost her touch in the kitchen. But one day, she tried a simple scrambled egg recipe with a bit of cheese and herbs. It wasn't perfect, but it was hers, and it brought back a spark she thought was gone. Now she looks forward to her little cooking moments. It's not just about the food, it's about feeling capable and proud. And speaking of feeling good, did you know that eggs can be part of something even bigger? Something that helps you feel more energized and connected? Stick around, because in the next part, I'll share how this humble food can play a role in a happier, healthier you. Have you ever wondered if the foods you love are truly right for you? As we age, it's natural to question what we put on our plates, especially when it comes to something as familiar as eggs. But here's the comforting truth. Your body knows a lot, and with a little guidance, you can enjoy eggs in a way that feels just right for you. I know how it feels to hear mixed messages about food. Maybe you've asked yourself, will eggs raise my cholesterol? Or are they hard to digest? These are real worries, especially when you're thinking about your heart, your energy, or just feeling your best. Sometimes it can feel like you're navigating a maze of health advice, wondering if you're making the right choices for your body. Here's what we know. For most of us, eating a couple of eggs a day is perfectly safe and even beneficial. The old cholesterol fears? Science has largely put those to rest for most people. But if you have specific conditions like diabetes or a sensitive stomach, moderation is key. And while egg allergies are rare, they're worth checking for if you notice any discomfort. The best approach? Listen to your body's signals and pair that wisdom with a quick chat with your doctor. It's like having a trusted friend to guide you. Let me tell you about my friend Tom. At 75, he was nervous about adding eggs to his diet because he'd heard all those cholesterol warnings years ago. He felt a bit forgotten by all the new health trends, like his concerns didn't matter anymore. But after talking with his doctor, he started with 1 egg a day, then 2, and found they gave him energy without any trouble. Now he feels empowered, like he's in charge of his health again. And that's the key, friends. Your body's wisdom, paired with a professional's advice, is your greatest tool. You're not alone in this, and you don't have to figure it all out on your own. But before we wrap up, there's one more piece of the puzzle. How eggs can tie all these benefits together into a simple habit that transforms your days. Stay with me, because in the next part, I'll share how to make eggs a joyful part of your routine for a healthier, happier you. What if one small habit could help you feel stronger, sharper, and more alive every single day? It's not a pill or a pricey supplement. It's something as simple and familiar as 2 eggs. Today, let's bring it all together and see how this humble food can be a game changer for your golden years. Over the course of our journey, we've uncovered the quiet power of eating 2 eggs a day. They're packed with protein to keep your muscles strong, so you can carry your groceries or hug your loved ones with ease. They support your heart with healthy fats, easing those worries about cholesterol. They nourish your brain with choline, helping you hold on to precious memories. And they give you that extra energy to enjoy life's simple joys, whether it's gardening, laughing with grandkids, or just feeling a little more like yourself. I think of my dear friend Eleanor, who's 82. She was feeling a bit lonely and tired, like the world was moving on without her. But she started having 2 eggs each morning, sometimes scrambled, sometimes boiled with a sprinkle of salt. It wasn't just about the food. It was about taking a small step for herself. After a month, she told me, I feel stronger, and somehow I'm smiling more. That's the magic of consistency. It's not about big changes, but the little choices that add up to a brighter tomorrow. And that's the wisdom of consistency, friends. It's the small steps, like enjoying a couple of eggs, that build a stronger, healthier you. You don't need to overhaul your life or your budget. Just start with something small, something familiar, and watch how it grows into something wonderful. So here's my invitation. Try it for a month, friends. Add 2 eggs to your day and see how it feels. Your timeless voice matters too. Share your story below, and let's inspire each other. Hit that subscribe button so we can keep exploring ways to thrive together. And before we go, want to know another simple habit that pairs perfectly with eggs to boost your health even more? Stay tuned for our next video, where I'll share a tip that's just as easy and just as powerful. Remember when you had the energy to chase after your grandkids or spend hours in the garden without feeling wiped out? What if you could feel that way again? It's a question that might bring back fond memories and maybe a little longing. As we get older, it's natural to feel a little more tired than we used to. Maybe you've noticed it takes more effort to get through the day, or perhaps you miss the energy you once had for the things you love. But here's the good news. A simple food you probably already have in your kitchen could help bring back some of that vitality. Eggs are packed with B vitamins and protein, which are like natural energy boosters. They help your body turn food into fuel so you can stay active and enjoy the things that matter most. And the best part? You don't need to make big changes or spend a fortune. Just adding a couple of eggs to your daily routine can make a difference. Imagine waking up with that extra pep in your step, enough to tend to your garden, play tag with the grandkids, or even just enjoy a long walk without feeling drained. Eggs might just help make that possible. Let me tell you about Betty, a lovely lady in her 70s. She started eating 2 eggs every morning, and after a few weeks, she noticed something wonderful. "I used to feel too tired to keep up with my grandkids," she said, "but now I can play with them for hours. It's like I've got a little more of my old spark back." And that's the beauty of eggs. They're not just about nutrition. They're about quality of life. They're about feeling good enough to enjoy the simple joys that make each day special. But eggs don't just give you energy. They can also help keep your mind sharp and your heart healthy. Stay tuned, because in the next part, I'll share how this simple food can be a game changer for your overall well-being. What if you could help protect your bones and stay active with a simple food you already have at home? It's a question that might make you pause, especially if you've ever worried about losing your mobility or feeling unsteady on your feet. As we get older, our bones can become more fragile, and the fear of a fall or fracture can feel like a shadow hanging over us. But here's a comforting thought. A humble egg might just be a quiet hero for your bone health. Eggs contain vitamin D, which is like a helper that lets your body absorb calcium, the building block for strong bones. Now, eggs aren't a calcium powerhouse on their own, but they're a great teammate. Try pairing your eggs with calcium-rich foods like yogurt or a glass of fortified milk. It's a simple, tasty way to give your bones a little extra love. And why does this matter? Because strong bones mean you can keep doing the things you love, whether it's dancing, gardening, or just walking around the block without worry. It's about holding on to your independence and feeling confident in your own skin. Let me tell you about my neighbor, Mrs. Johnson. She's in her 80s, and a few years ago, she was starting to feel a little unsteady. But she began eating eggs with yogurt every morning, and she swears it made a difference. She even took up line dancing again. It's not a miracle cure, but it's a small step that helped her feel stronger and more secure. But eggs don't just help your bones, they can also be a surprising ally for your heart. Stay tuned, because in the next part, I'll share how this simple food can support your heart health in ways you might not expect. Eggs in your kitchen. Simple and safe preparation. Do you remember the joy of a simple, home-cooked meal? The kind that warms your heart and fills your kitchen with comforting smells. For many of us, those meals often included eggs, versatile, affordable, and oh so easy to prepare. And the best part? You don't need to be a chef to make them delicious. Let's start with some simple ideas you can try today. How about scrambled eggs with a handful of your favorite veggies? Just whisk the eggs, toss in some chopped peppers or spinach, and cook them gently in a pan. Or maybe a quick omelette. Fold in a bit of cheese or ham for extra flavor. And if you're on the go, hard-boiled eggs make a perfect snack, easy to prepare ahead and grab when you need a boost. Now, a quick word about safety, because your well-being matters. Make sure your eggs are cooked through. No runny yolks, just to be extra cautious. And if you're storing them, pop them in the fridge right away. It's a small step, but it helps keep you healthy, especially since our immune systems can be a little more delicate these days. But here's the thing. You don't need fancy skills or a lot of time to make eggs work for you. All it takes is a pan, a couple of eggs, and maybe a sprinkle of your favorite herbs. It's that simple. And trust me, the satisfaction of making something nourishing with your own hands, that's priceless. Let me tell you about my friend John. He's in his 70s, and like many of us, he was starting to feel the weight of age. Carrying his groceries from the car to the house was becoming a real struggle, and it worried him. But then he started eating 2 eggs every morning. Nothing fancy, just scrambled with a little salt and pepper. After a few weeks, he noticed something. Those bags felt a little lighter. He wasn't lifting weights or doing anything extreme, but those eggs were helping him stay strong. And if it worked for John, it might just work for you too. But here's something you might not know. Eggs can do more than just help your muscles. In fact, there's another surprising way they can support your health, especially as we get older. Stick around, because in the next part, I'll share how this simple food could be a game changer for your heart and mind. What if the food you've loved for years could actually be good for your heart? Yes, I'm talking about eggs, those same eggs you've enjoyed at countless breakfasts. For too long, we've been told they might harm our hearts. But today, I'm here to share a truth that might lift a weight off your shoulders. I remember the days when we were all warned to avoid eggs because of cholesterol. It was enough to make anyone pause before cracking open that shell. Maybe you've even skipped eggs at times, worried about your heart health. I get it. When you're in your 60s or beyond, every health choice feels like it matters more. But here's the good news. Science has cleared up that old myth. For most of us, the cholesterol in eggs doesn't raise the cholesterol in our blood the way we once thought. In fact, eggs might just be a friend to your heart. Eggs are packed with nutrients that actually support your heart. They contain healthy fats, like omega-3s, in some eggs, which can help keep your blood vessels flexible and reduce inflammation. They also boost something called HDL. That's the good cholesterol that acts like a broom, sweeping away the bad stuff from your arteries. And here's something comforting. Studies show that for most people, eating an egg or 2 a day doesn't increase the risk of heart disease. It's like finding out an old friend is even better for you than you realized. Let me tell you about my neighbor, Clara. She's 68, and a few years ago, she was so worried about her heart that she cut eggs out of her diet completely. But she missed her morning omelets, and honestly, she felt a little left out at family brunches. When her doctor told her that eggs were okay and even beneficial in moderation, she started eating them again. Now she savors her eggs with a sprinkle of herbs, and she says it's not just her heart that feels lighter, it's her spirit too. Knowing she's doing something good for herself has given her a new sense of confidence. But eggs don't just stop at helping your heart. There's another incredible way they can support you as you age, and it has to do with keeping your mind sharp and your days full of joy. Stay with me, because in the next part, I'll share how this simple food could be a key to staying vibrant and connected. Sharper minds, cognitive benefits of eggs. Have you ever walked into a room and forgotten why you were there, or struggled to recall a familiar name? It's a small moment, but it can feel unsettling, especially as we get older. What if I told you that a simple, affordable food you probably already have in your kitchen could help keep your mind sharp and your memories clear? Nutrient focus, choline, and brain health. That food is the humble egg. But it's not just any part of the egg, it's the yolk that holds a special nutrient called choline. Think of choline as a quiet helper for your brain. It helps your brain cells talk to each other, which is key for holding on to memories and staying quick on your feet. As we age, those little forgetful moments can worry us, but choline is like a gentle boost, keeping your mind as vibrant as it can be. Eggs and cognitive function. Eggs are one of the best natural sources of choline, and including them in your daily routine can be a simple way to support your brain. It's not about magic or overnight changes. It's about giving your body the tools it needs to stay sharp. And the best part? You don't need to overhaul your diet or spend a fortune. Just a couple of eggs a day can make a difference. I recall my aunt, who loved her morning eggs, staying sharp and witty well into her 90s. She'd sit at the breakfast table, cracking jokes and sharing stories from decades past, never missing a beat. I like to think those eggs played a part in keeping her mind so vibrant. It's a small thing, but sometimes the smallest things make the biggest difference. But eggs don't just help your brain. They can also give you the energy to enjoy your golden years to the fullest. Stick around, because in the next part, I'll share how this simple food can help you feel more alive and connected every day. Greetings, friends. In my many years, I've seen countless health trends come and go, some promising miracles, others fading into forgotten fads. Yet, through it all, one simple food has stood the test of time: the humble egg. It's been a quiet hero in kitchens across generations, and today I'm excited to share why it's more than just a breakfast staple. For us seniors, this timeless food might hold the secret to feeling stronger, sharper, and more alive in our golden years. So, let me ask you this. What if you ate 2 eggs every day for a month? Would it change your life? It's a simple idea, maybe even too simple to believe. But stick with me, because by the end of this journey, you might be amazed at what these little wonders can do. In the chapters ahead, we'll dive into how eggs can work wonders for your health, tailored especially for us seniors. We'll explore benefits like stronger muscles, a sharper mind, and a happier heart. Plus, we'll clear up some old myths you might have heard and uncover a few surprises science has revealed along the way. So, settle in, friends, and let's see how this classic food can help you thrive. Do you remember the days when a simple, hearty breakfast could set the tone for your entire day? For many of us, eggs were a staple of those mornings, whether scrambled, boiled, or sunny side up. But what if I told you that those same eggs could still be working wonders for you today, especially in your golden years? You see, each egg is like a little powerhouse, packed with exactly what our aging bodies need. Let's take a moment to unpack what's inside. Protein, for keeping our muscles strong. Vitamin B12, to help us feel more energetic. Vitamin D, to support our bones. Choline, for a sharper memory. And lutein, which helps protect our eyes as we age. Now, I know that as we get older, it can feel like our bodies aren't quite what they used to be. Maybe you've noticed it's harder to lift those grocery bags, or perhaps you're feeling a little more tired than usual. You might even worry about staying sharp or keeping your independence. That's where these nutrients come in. They're like quiet helpers, working behind the scenes to keep you feeling your best. The protein in eggs helps maintain your strength, so you can keep doing the things you love, whether it's gardening or playing with your grandkids. Vitamin B12 gives you that little boost of energy, making it easier to enjoy your day. Vitamin D works to keep your bones strong, because we all want to stay steady on our feet. And choline, well, that's like a gift to your brain, helping you hold on to those precious memories. Let me tell you about my friend Margaret. At 72, she was starting to feel like her energy was slipping away. She'd get winded just walking to the mailbox, and it worried her. Then she started adding 2 eggs to her breakfast every morning. It wasn't magic, but after a few weeks, she noticed she had a bit more pep in her step. She even told me, "I feel like I've got a little more of the old me back." And that, my friends, is the quiet power of these nutrients. But here's the thing, there's even more to eggs than meets the eye. In fact, there's a surprising way they can support your health that you might not expect. Stick around, because in the next part, I'll share how this simple food could be a game changer for your heart and mind. Did you know that a simple food you probably have in your fridge right now could help you stay strong and independent as you age? It's true. And that food is the humble egg. Let me tell you why it might just be the secret to keeping your strength, without any fancy diets or expensive supplements. As we get older, our bodies naturally start to lose muscle mass. There's a name for this. It's called sarcopenia. Maybe you've noticed it yourself. Things that used to be easy, like carrying groceries, climbing stairs, or even getting up from your favorite chair, feel a little harder. It can be frustrating, and sometimes it even makes us worry about losing our independence. But here's the good news. You don't have to accept it as inevitable. There are small, simple steps you can take to fight back, and one of them is sitting right in your kitchen. Benefit: eggs and muscle health. Eggs are packed with high-quality protein, which is like the building block for your muscles. Think of protein as the fuel your body needs to repair and maintain muscle strength. When you eat eggs regularly, you're giving your body the tools it needs to hold on to that muscle mass, even as the years go by. And the best part? You don't need to be a bodybuilder or spend hours in the gym. Just a couple of eggs a day can make a difference.